All right, traders, this is Professor. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the week to come, which should be, July 10th to the 15th. We had some crazy moves last week. There was a lot of big news as far as the dollar was concerned. Uh, Unemployment numbers. We didn't see too much of a move off those numbers, but I'm not going to waste too much time. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Please read the disclaimer. By viewing any of the material used, this is just for informational use only and for general educational purposes. Please don't hold me responsible for any losses or any kind of damage resulting from content provided by the FX Professor. Um, with that said and done, let's go ahead and pop into some of the charts real quick. So the kind of the first pair I wanted to take a look at was the USJPY on the daily chart. See, we've been testing a couple levels, nice resistance level at the 114.41s, that 114 level, which I can definitely see us maybe tapping before we start to pull back down into the 111 range. That's kind of the play for this week, is just looking for that bearish evidence right up against that 114 mark on the daily chart. If you come into the hourly, have a couple little breaks of support and resistance and some trend lines that are happening here. As you can see, we had a nice little push up at the close of last week. This was our job numbers. As you can see, we had a nice little, not too much. I think it kind of happened the day before. We're above the 200 and the 50-day moving average, so definitely the dollar is continuing to trend up. So we have a level that we're kind of supporting here, bouncing off of support at the 113s. I do have a small trend line of a 4-hour, 5-hour trend line right here that I'm looking to possibly break, continue to push up higher into that 114 range that I was talking about before we roll back over, looking for bearish evidence to come back down into the 111s. So that's kind of what I'm looking for on the UJ next week. And you know, it is possible, another possibility is for this pair to break up through the 114s and tap off at the 115. So that's also a possibility too. But what I'm looking for is the bearish evidence around this 114 area to roll back over to the 111s on the UJ. Everything's definitely oversold. We've been extended for a while, so that's kind of the play on the USD JPY. Now we look at the Euro JP. I'm looking for pretty much the same type of move. Again, we had a push up, slowed things down a little bit, and then we continue to test that resistance area at the 129.96 area. Again, you have a nice little 5-6 hour trend line to the downside, just a basic pullback. If you threw a fib on there, I'm pretty sure you're touching at least a 618. Yeah, 50 to 618. So you know, you got a little small extension that might play off of that. We've already broke above the 129.96 resistance level, so, and we did close. We came back down, retested, came back through just a little bit. We might continue our way up, or we come down, test the trend, and then push our way back up as well on this USD, or excuse me, the Euro JPY. Targets for that, we kind of got to go back into past, but we do have another resistance level at the 132. So, you know, we might see a little bit of a pullback here, build up some momentum before we break through that resistance level and head to our next level, which is the 132. Excuse me, 132 range. So this also is kind of oversold. Everything RSI is high, so we'll wait for those indicators to kind of roll back over a little bit, and then be looking for our bullish evidence off the trend line around the 128, and then looking back up to break through those resistance levels on the Euro. AJ is kind of similar. Again, all the yen pairs were pretty much moving up north, so we kind of got to see the same type of movements. We haven't seen this kind of trends in a while. This is basic good formation. It broke a level. Okay, had our double bottom here, pushed up, created new highs, higher low, higher high. Okay, we ranged right here, touched the trend line. So you got a couple possibilities on these trades. We definitely want to continue up to this 87.41 level for the AJ. And that's on the daily chart. Let's look at the hour. Might look a little different. So you do start to see the, again, 1, 2, 3, 4 hour downtrend or pullback. Everything's over the 50 MMA or EMA and 200-day moving averages. So same type of formation here with the double bottom. The same play that I'm looking for here. We did break, create new higher highs. So we're looking for a higher low, our next higher high. We'll probably look for a trend continuation trade is the play that I want to do on this one off this kind of little pullback here. So if we throw our fib on, I'll go from here to here. Look for 23 breaks. You got the 38, 50, 61 before we're looking for that reversal, some bullish evidence, and then start to work our way back all the way up to the 87.50 range. Yeah, before we look for some bearish evidence, pullbacks, might maybe continue up. That's going to be on the Aussie yen. The CAD pair towards the end of the week definitely dropped down. It had nice 3 moves. Okay, that started a couple weeks ago. That downtrend. So we pushed through. Had a nice little flag that's set up. If you want to call it that. And we haven't seen these types in a while. Broke to the low side. Stayed at this level for a while, about maybe 90 pip range. Broke down again, and it's on the daily chart. So our next level of support is going to be at the 1.28 level. That we're definitely headed to that zone now. We might even break through there with some fundamentals that may come out this week or the next week. The dollar fundamentals are pretty slow, but I got to check the Canadian. We do have some Aussie news coming out next week as well. 1.27 range. So we got 2 layers of support that we're looking at for this CAD. We bring it down to the hour time frame, get into it a little bit more. We see a nice bearish move. Again, we're underneath the moving averages, both the 50 and the 200. So I would be looking for a break of the 1.28 level and then just riding this thing on down to the south side, kind of see what happens. We might continue our pullback just a little bit more, possibly to the 1.2918 before we start to look for that bearish evidence, candle pattern formation, reversals, things of that nature. Maybe a hangman or something up in here to signal the bears are starting to take back over this particular position. We go to the Euro CAD. Again, the CAD pairs are just like the yen pairs. They were pretty similar. The Euro CAD gave up a little bit more. We had a nice little shelf here, a little range that I was watching, looking for the breakouts. We did catch that right there. Had a nice little trade. I think I got about 20 pips out of it. I could have got more, but I wasn't being greedy. Currently under, again, the moving average. Let's go to the hour chart. Looks a little bit different, but yeah. So what are we looking for on this? The play next week is going to be, this is the Euro CAD again. We're testing these levels of support down here at the 146. As you can see, looking left, I don't see anything for a while. So yeah, we're definitely looking to be shortened this Euro CAD all of next week for sure. We might get a little stoppage up in here. Okay, just a little quick pause before we break through and continue on down. Again, you got some other levels of support in there that price might have a quick rest at. But the play for this Euro CAD would be to short this position. Again, maybe even around market open. This is already kind of set up. So we will see what happens once the market come back. Drop it into like a 15-minute. Any break of these is flag, and I'm good to go. Set a pending order, being conservative at the 1.46 area. Stop loss above the highs. 146.96. You have TP1 right at that support level. 146. And then working your way down to the bottom. Next one. That would be the Euro CAD. Euro USD on the daily chart looks a little something like this. All right, so we're definitely testing this upper level of resistance at the 114.7 range. So who knows? This pair might have a little bit of a pullback. I definitely wouldn't be trying to get into this trade for a long position until it breaks above that resistance level at 114. If anything, you might see a test here and then kind of a pullback down. It could be possibly setting up a King's Crown or head and shoulders pattern here. We touch, come down. It's kind of what this will look like. We would touch, come down, push up, come down, again, tap again, start to roll our way over. Or the euro just keeps going up. We don't quite know on this particular pair, so this will be one I'll be kind of watching once the market opens. Had a nice little breakout of this channel here. Watched you around just a little bit, ended up pushing down. A little false breakout to the upside, came late. Actually, that was news with the dollar. And then we ended in this kind of pennant type of formation right here. Either looking for the breakout to the downside or the breakout to the top side. Top side, I have that resistance level, so downside is kind of the play that I want to go for the euro here, especially with the dollar being a little bit more bullish than I was thinking, expected. We might see that push up and then start to roll its way down to the downside. GBP USD, they look similar. Again, you had that consolidation area up at the top, just like the euro, consolidation area at the top. We broke to the downside, coming to the south. Same here, broke to the downside, now started to form a pennant on the EU. Same for the GU, formed a pennant. Definitely a bigger move, about 70 pips versus the euro. But again, we've kind of held up right here at the 38.2 fib level. So we will see how this plays out. On the daily chart again, though, we're still looking a little bearish. We did make that top here, coming down just a little bit. Maybe test these trend lines before I work our way back up. So currently we're kind of in a range, maybe two ranges that we're playing between, two levels of price, two ranges of price we're bouncing in between. Fib level is kind of what's going to keep me on the right path. So looking at that 38 or the 50 retracement and then bouncing back up to possibly test resistance and then breakthrough, or bounce back off and roll to the downside. Just wait and see. Let the market come to you. Don't force it. NZD daily chart still kind of the same. It's been stuck here for about a couple weeks actually of not breaking that 23.6 fib level. So who knows what could come out of this. 1, 2, 3 weeks just sitting right here. We definitely want to get this thing to sell off a little bit. So maybe this might be the week where we can get this to push down. The Kiwi has definitely been a very strong currency pair, outperforming the dollar hands down. Here goes the Aussie USD. Like I said, the Aussie has some fundamentals coming out this week. On the calendar, you will have actually a couple things coming out this week on the Aussie. So some bank minute meetings. RBA will be meeting. You have some unemployment rates. Interest rate decisions. So they're currently sitting at 1.5. They're probably forecasted to stay there. So we're definitely looking at the Aussie this week for some potential moves. Now, right now it's going to start off slow. Anytime we have news coming out on a pair, we definitely see the slow. Now, as you can see, I kind of have a channel kind of trapped up for a trap trade on this, because it is sitting right here at a level and it's getting pinched in between a trend line and support. So on the trap trade rules, I got plenty of space on the top, and if it breaks to the bottom, I have plenty of space on the bottom. So I'll actually be looking to set up a trap trade on the EU to be ready to go. Now, gold looks familiar. Looks almost like your euro and your pound. Excuse me, you're in a CAD. Maybe it's at the CAD. Yeah, there we go. So, you know, USD and the CAD were kind of sitting the same, just like the gold. I had a small trap piece here. Was able to break out of that, come to the downside. I've kind of stayed away from gold for a while, but I do definitely watch it and mark it up on my charts just to make sure. Again, but you're pushing down, you got a panic forming right here. If we break above it, we'll shoot up a little bit, maybe test those 1218 area, or we break the trend line to the downside. Your pending order would be at the 1206. The last one I'll probably bring attention to is going to be the NZD CHF. Again, we got a little bit of a higher high sitting up here, higher low, boom here, higher lows here, bouncing off this trend line. I had a pending sale on the bottom side that didn't get activated, so I'm definitely going to keep that there though, because if it does break this level at the 0.69 500s, it should just sell on off, and you probably have more than 10-15 pips that I'm shooting for. But again, I don't want to be greedy. I just want to get some take profits set up. And then on the top side, I don't have too much. Well, actually, there's some there too, so I'll possibly be looking to get that trapped up as well. Bedtime for you. Yeah, especially with that little piece. So we can slide in here. Thank you, Deborah. Depending on how you draw this up. Again, these aren't exact prices or exact numbers, so I'm not too picky with it. I just want to make sure I can see what's actually going on. So this is the kind of space that you want to be, again, looking for some traps coming out of that. If it breaks any one of these, just off my setup, I know my entry is not going to be for at least 15 to 20 pips away from where price is right there. And we got 15 to 20 pips on the top side before we hit any major levels of support and resistance. So that could possibly be an opportunity. Because on my trap trade, again, entries are 15 to 20 pips away. That's 15, and 20 would be up here. So plenty of room on the New Zealand Chief, but I really don't trade that pair too much. I just have it up right now because of the of the US CHF is doing something crazy too. Get the ball. Alright, you guys, so that's pretty much what I have for this week. This peso, I'll still be watching this peso. It's playing around. It really hasn't broken the levels that we were looking for about 2 weeks ago, but it's still set up to do so, so we'll just continue to watch it. I'll be doing a video probably for the next couple of days on that trap trade, basically all the trade strategies. We'll start breaking this stuff down, you guys, doing one video at a time, from trend lines, basic trend lines, to understanding what pips are, to support and resistance. My ABC trades, trap trades, trend line breaks, bounces, candlestick entries and patterns. We'll do time frames. So we got a lot of stuff to kind of go over on how we trade with the hackers, and we'll break it down slowly but surely. Everybody should be able to do this. We're going to keep it really, really simple for you guys, but make sure you stay up to date on the videos. Continue to watch, take notes, write down things as we go through it, and watch out for these pairs. Okay, we're calling out biases. I'm giving you possible directions of things, directions where market could go, the price could go in this market. So nothing is 100%. Like you really can't tell that it's going to happen 100%, but there are probabilities, and there's patterns and things happen and they repeat themselves in the market. And that's kind of what we're looking for, is the repeated patterns. Okay, so that's where this comes from. But until the next time, you guys, pivot ain't easy, but somebody's got to do it. So y'all just stay focused and try to get as many as you can. Make sure you manage your risk, good stop losses, things of that nature. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.